I don't suggest that men are sacrificing their lives so that their women could be happy. I'm suggesting that they step up and be men, that they do what is wanted and needed in order to provide for and protect and cherish women, so that women do not have to become masculine in order to survive the relationship. Let's let our women be the beautiful, feminine, delicate, wonderful things they are and be powerful, instead of resisting them so that they have to become more masculine in order to override and overcome the masculine resistance. So that in itself could be an act of heroism on the part of the male. And so we're suggesting that in these workshops, we're training men how to be real men, and a real man takes care of a lady. A real man opens the door and asks her, what do you need? And listens to her when she's angry and doesn't, have to fight back and protect himself, because he realizes, this is not my mother. She's the woman that I love. So we have men get complete with their mother, so they quit bringing that into the relationship subconsciously. I tell you, it was very, very powerful to experience this weekend. These grown, mature men who had never realized how, in some way, they were still attached in a very little boy kind of way to their mothers, and that they had issues with their fathers that they had never addressed, and to the extent that they had never come face to face with their father as a man, like man to man, that in some way they were still a little boy. Even though they may be 30, 40, 50, 60 years old, there's still a little part of them that's a little boy with regards to their father. And so they got complete with their father, they got complete with their mothers, and what walked in there were some boyish kind of men who were men nonetheless. I don't mean them any disrespect whatsoever, but they still had some boy parts in there that weren't resolved, and therefore the unconscious boy parts of these men were kind of running the show from the background, if you will. They're sort of standing in the background and somehow pulling the strings and manipulating the affairs of a full-grown man's life. This guy may be a man, he may be a father, he may be a doctor, he may be a husband, but there was still some little boy parts of these men that were still struggling to try to be recognized by dad, to be respected by daddy, to be loved by mommy, to be taken care of in some way. And to that extent, these men were not men yet. They weren't fully resolved, fully grown men. Now, the wonderful thing about when these men actually come into their righteous manhood, they discover that they haven't lost the little boy part at all. But now the little boy's kind of free to play. You know how we always tease about how men never grow up. There's always sort of childish and playful. That's actually kind of an endearing and interesting and fun part of men, and it's kind of the part I kind of like to have fun with. Men, when they get together with men, they can be really funny, they can be hilarious, and they can have a lot of fun and do outrageous things and still be honorable and have integrity. So that's part of what we do in the Honor, Integrity, and Mastery Workshop too, is we learn to have fun with that part of ourselves and quit being a wounded child, but being a mature man that can take that little child of ourselves that's unresolved and be a father to it, to nurture that little boy in us so that he is free to play, free to have joy and be mischievous and act silly and do all the stuff that men can do, and yet be a fully mature man, to be a fully mature adult and be a leader and a hero and a warrior in his home, in his place of business, in his community, in his family. Somebody that engenders, somebody that not demands respect. You see, when you're somebody who respects yourself, when you're somebody that stands for something, when you're somebody who is considers themselves responsible for all of it, for the family, for themselves, for their health, for the community, that's somebody that you spontaneously have a tendency to respect. They never have to ask for respect or demand respect. They simply are respectful, and so they receive more than the respect than they ever could ask for. So those are a little bit about the HIM workshop and the Honor, Integrity, and Mastery and the WOW workshop. I'm wondering, I've sort of talked